What's good, family? What's good? TZ here. I need to speak on this statement made by Kanye West on TMZ about slavery and about it sounding like a choice, like we were just sitting there in bondage because we kind of wanted to. Um, when he makes a statement like that, it shows just how truly ignorant that brother is. I mean, he was already showing how ignorant he was by kissing up to Donald Trump when he really don't understand or doesn't seem to understand what a racist Donald Trump is and how he's being used and how Donald Trump really thinks that Kanye West is somebody that black people look up to, just like he thought that Don King is somebody that black people look up to. Just like he think that them two broads, Diamond and Silk, are somebody that real black people pay attention to. Let me explain to you this way and from my point of view with regard to Kanye West and people like that. Those are part of the, I'd say 60, 65, 70% of black people that need to be purged. You know what I mean? So that you can get to black people who really understand what's being done to us and what has been done to us since we were brought to this country. Black people never, and I mean never, acquiesced to slavery. And that's from South America all the way up to Canada. We fought tooth and nail from the time we got here, and we fighting now. When you sit on your ass in front of a bunch of Caucasians and say some shit like that, you show a level of disrespect that is totally out of this world. You disregard, you disregard the efforts of every revolutionary, every insurrectionist, every abolitionist, every black man who fought on the Union side in the Civil War, every black man who came home and marched and was beat down during the Civil Rights Movement. You take away all of the accomplishments and made by men like Medgar Evers and Malcolm X and Marcus Garvey and all the rest of them. You totally and completely disregard the Haitian Revolution and how hard they fought to throw the French off their back and the suffering that they're going through right now because of it. You totally disregard all of that when you say that that shit sounded like a choice. You don't understand the powers that were brought to bear against black people to hold them in bondage and to keep black people oppressed right now. You say, and you make some music that people like, and it's made a lot of money for you, and you want to keep making that money. So you seem to become a slave to your fortune. Either that or you just caught up in Kardashian cunny juice, and you just can't see what's really going on around you. None of that shit even touches you now. None of that shit even touches you now. So you think that it's just that easy and just that simple to throw them motherfucking chains off. And you try to, I don't know if you were trying to clean it up by saying, that you are, that we are all prisoners or whatever the fuck you said. But that thing you said about slavery, that's a very ignorant and uninformed and ass backwards statement to make. I mean, you should just, I don't even want an apology from you as a black man who, as a black man who read his history and found out what really happened was. You just show total and complete disregard and disrespect for the hundreds of millions of people that fought and died on the Middle Passage coming here, that threw themselves overboard rather than be slaves, that took their own lives because they knew what was going to happen to them once they got to the United States. You totally and completely disrespected and disregard the fact that people was treated like dogs and chickens and pigs that we were held at that level. We weren't worth as much as a horse. You totally and completely disregard and disrespect all that history when you say that shit. So Kanye, man, as far as I'm concerned, you are a non-person. You have no credibility whatsoever when it comes to me and what I know to be true. And I don't care how philosophical you get, you can't never clean that shit up. I don't care how much you try to retract that statement and how you try to explain it, and I meant this and I meant that. Nah, homie. This is one of them statements you can't take back. But check this out. You're going to get your nigga moment. Just like OJ got his nigga moment. Just like all of the rest of them coons out there going to get their nigga moment. Because like I said before, them crackers don't give a fuck about you. They really don't. You being used and you too ignorant to realize you being used. And the only people that really gave a fuck about you don't want nothing to do with you no more. At least I don't. And I know I'm just a regular working guy. I'm a regular everyday working guy. But these are the motherfuckers, we are the motherfuckers that was buying your shit when nobody knew who you were. So going back up to your Kardashian castle and get some more Kardashian cunny juice all up in your eyes and up in your nose and stay blinded and confused. Because that is clearly what you are. Sunken place. I don't know. I got a more definite place to send you. You see. So while you out there showing that disrespect, just know that all of that shit is gonna be revisited on you by them same people who you think really like you, who you really think are in your corner. They're not in your corner. You're going to wind up all by your motherfucking self. It might be a few chicken heads around you, a few hangers on around you, as long as you got a few dollars in the bank. But in truth, you're really all alone out there, and which is as it should be. Because when you make ignorant statements like that, you just show that you have no loyalty. And I'm gonna tell you something. The people that you are showing out in front of, they recognize that shit. Because when you get them by themselves, when you get them to be honest with you, they'll tell you in a minute, black people don't love each other. Black people aren't loyal to each other. You get an Asian man or a Hispanic, and they'll tell you in a minute, black people don't love each other. Why should we love them? They don't love each other. Look at what Kanye said. Look at that shit Tiger Woods said. I'm not black. I'm Carbonasian, whatever the fuck that is. And you get these motherfucking coons out there like you who think that white people love them, and one by motherfucking one, they get their nigga moment. Them crackers don't love you, and they think even less of you when you out there showing out in the front of them and disrespecting your people in the front of them. They think less of you, not more, less. You're a motherfucking fool, dude. You're a fool. You're a fool trying to sell motherfucking music. I think if that's what you're trying to do. And if you're not really trying to sell music, then you're a fool for nothing. You ain't got to do all that shit. If your music any motherfucking good, you ain't got to get out there and sell out your own motherfucking people to get white folks to buy it. You really don't. But to recap, when you say that slavery sounded like a choice, you totally disregard all of the efforts and the blood and the sweat and the tears and the death and the destruction that came about trying to free ourselves from that shit. If you really want to know what it looked like when black people throw slavery off and how pissed off white people get at them for doing that shit, take a look at Haiti. Take a look at the history of Haiti and what's happening now. And ask the fucking French. So anyway, I just had to get that shit off. Dude, you're a motherfucking fool. But you're going to get your wake-up call. Anyway, that's it for now. TC, and I'm out.